Random word generator. Speaking of other losses, I don't know exactly how I feel about this one, but we'll go for it, Mr. Pickle. So, as a pickle, you're getting your veggies. That's cannibalism, but let's assume you're getting your veggies. You need your proteins, right? So, as a pickle, I noticed also that maybe you don't have legs. It's a little bit hard for you to get around, maybe. I don't want to make too many assumptions. But either way, in this day and age, people want things delivered to them, right? You don't want to have to go all the way to the restaurant or the supermarket just to get your protein. What we've developed is a fancy mechanism where there is a person, your friend, he's a friendly person, usually. He's at least a 4-star on Uber, at least. We can't really afford purely 5 stars. We're a new company, you see. He follows you around. Friendly guy, he doesn't say much. But let's say instead of having to go out, what if he follows you around and he dishes you out protein? Now, you don't want just any protein, you need some fine protein. So, I propose to you, Mr. Pickle, Frequent Steak Incorporated. Frequent Steak Incorporated, it's here for all of your protein needs. We send a frequent steak employee to follow you around, toss a steak at you every hour. He makes sure that you are never hungry, you have way too much protein. You might go into ketosis, is that what it is? You get too much protein, it could be a little dangerous, but every hour on the hour, he does nothing else the rest of the day, he just throws steak at you. One of the issues that we've been having, again, it's only 4 stars with the guy we've been demoing with. Oh hell yeah! I see we're on the same page here. One of the issues is sometimes he's not so great with time, so even at night he's throwing the steaks at you. But that's just part of the deal. We wrote it into the fine print. Now he just obeys it. We can't go back on it. He signed his life away in blood, and we can't change the terms of the deal. It's a frequent steak from Frequent Steak Incorporated. You get it on the hour, every hour. What are the wages? Well, so that's the thing, is this guy only is also eating the steaks with you, because he doesn't have enough carrying capacity for anything else. It's literally just steaks. Literally. And also, if any dogs come near him, you have to protect him. That's also part of the deal. Don't worry, it'll be fine. You're a pickle. Dog will go for the pickle instead. You'll be totally fine. Or you'll protect him. Yeah. Totally good. So what are the wages? Well, the thing is, since he can't carry other food, you have to feed him everything. Yeah, he could be a friend too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so this is kind of the thing. It's also a friend for pay, related to one of the other phrases that I'll type out that popped up randomly. I'll show later. So, you gotta feed him all the veggies and fruits. We're still trying to work out if there's a better way, but you need to make sure this guy doesn't die, because he only has steaks, and like I said, he's kind of a walking kind of attraction for the dogs. You're bringing sustenance. Okay, so you give him the veggies and the fruits, some of the grains. Don't give him too many grains. You don't want to hype him up too much. But you do need to get him through the night, because he has to wake up every hour to give you steak. He doesn't get much sleep. He's typically super cranky because of that. Again, we're not sure if there's a way around this, but we'll take your oh hell yeah as a complete commitment to the services. Is he available to the entire family? If you can double the Pickle coin that you're giving, we could probably ask him if he has a pal that could go all in and devote their life and sign their life away and all that stuff, and help out. Maybe a triple. We'll have to think about that, because depending on where we live, it's a little bit hard to slaughter enough cows to get all the steak. It's all natural, and the supermarkets don't really like our company because we're usually strapping the steaks onto the person before they leave. You pay, you strap it on. You don't want to put it in a bag and it gets old or anything, right? You take it out, you strap it on them, you tie it on. They don't really like that. We don't really understand why. But we'll see about the triple. Maybe we can send one person to one store, another guy to the other store, and then their third pal will I don't know, go dumpster diving if that's okay, because we got to save some money too and increase our margins. But you didn't hear that. So we all know steaks need their air and sunlight. Exactly, yeah. A premium steak from Frequent Steak Industries Incorporated. It gets its air and sunlight just like the cows. We don't like there to be any difference between the cow before it's murdered and the steak after the cow is murdered, which I'm sure everyone loves to hear about. So that's the deal. Air and sunlight all the time. We can work out the triple. Now, are these steaks available in multiple options? Well, see, that's the air and sunlight thing. So like I said, this guy's your friend, and he's following you around. So you actually have to adjust your whole daily schedule to make sure that he stays out in the air and sunlight for them to get cooked long enough. You obviously can't cook the steaks on the stove because they're tied to him, and if you take them off, I mean, you could, but that would kind of ruin the service, right? Because you want there to be no effort involved. So you gotta stay out with him in the sunlight for them to cook. It's a slow process. So you gotta figure, it's at least 6 out of the 7 days of the week that you're pretty much just sitting outside in the sun. But hopefully that's okay. Yeah, you eat them. Yeah. I mean, fresh from the source is part of our motto, and you're interested. Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, you could play kind of like the body shot kind of thing if you're into that. You have him lie down. He's got a steak on his belly. The source got it. Yep. So there might be a few bumps on the road that you'll have to figure out. But as our first paying customer, with already the verbal commitment right here on Twitch chat, the most official of all places, and because you're going to be sustaining him with the veggies, the fruits, the grains, all 3 of them, by the way, the more people you got to take care of, but the more friends you get for sort of free. So that's Frequent Steak Incorporated. Quick question, where are these steaks? Because the location is a vital part of the process. Are you asking where are the steaks on him? Or where are the steaks before they get tied to his body parts? It is an important question. Mr. Pickle, we here at Frequent Steak Incorporated would not want you to have to commit to something that you don't fully understand and that isn't clearly a good idea. So we're here to answer all of your questions. You want to know, is it on his front, his back? Do you have a personal preference? You let us know. We can work it out with him. So it's just in the contract. It has to be tied to him at all times until you eat it off him. In retrospect, we could have written the contract a little bit differently. Maybe allowed for the cooking on a pan, but in hindsight's 20/20. Whatever. So you let us know. What's your part preference. I'm excited to hear what your part preference is on him. Is it possible to be on the lower behind area for maximized air? The released air has a lovely aging taste. I like the way you think. We might have to bring you on board, Mr. Pickle. It might be a conflict of interest, but I like the way you think. We would want several types of natural air. Like you said, the aging taste, depending on what you're feeding him or her. You can kind of customize the aging taste, the released air, as they say. So in that way, it's actually the ultimate customizable large one on the face too, while breathing out too. I'm not sure about covering all orifices. You have to make sure he can breathe, but otherwise, if it's on his face, then he can easily consume the protein, and you lift the steak, you give him the veggies and fruits, and you put the protein back in, he gets his protein. Yeah. So anyway, it's the ultimate customizable process because you can feed him whatever you want. Do you want a slight wine taste? A little bit of a barbecue char flavor? Do you want maybe that Italian sort of like oregano flavor? You know what you can do. You just toss it on his 1 to 2 helpings of vegetables every day, and boom, you get that nice nice fine touch on your frequent steaks from Frequent Steak Incorporated. I'm sorry, this is horrible. It really was. It really was. It really. Thank you for playing along, Mr. Pickle. We'll pretend none of that ever happened. Oh my goodness, I've never wanted to go back to Hades in my life. That was fun. Oh, Mr. Pickle, I love your humor too. Thank you so much for putting up with that.